Hi guys, welcome to another movie crew review. Today we'll be reviewing The Accountant 2.
Starring Ben Affleck and John Bernthal, we are back with Christian Wolff as he's taking on another case to help solve a murder of his old acquaintance that used to work at the US Treasury Department. We see him unravel the mystery that is behind this and help reunite a family that have been separated. So today I'm going to start the review off, and I really did enjoy this film. I think that the overall story with the brother aspect for me was the most interesting part. Similar to the first accountant, we find it's more in the theorizing and the fact side of it. The storylines between the people is what we're learning and the solving the mystery, as opposed to being a huge violent fest, not so much on the action side. So it follows that up quite well. I think that the relationship between Ben Affleck's character and John Bernthal's character, the two brothers finally getting back together, is a real good added thing that I was looking forward to from the first film, seeing how they finally got together at the end, or at least acknowledge each other. I think that I was quite interested to see where that went, and this film did not disappoint. The runtime for me was a little bit on the long side. I think some of the fat could have been trimmed off that film, but the standout scenes, like when they go to the cowboy bar and they're doing the scooting and things like that, and the fight breaks out, they're things that I don't think you can lose. But it's just more some of the slower bits I would have liked to pick up. I think the comedy comes through, and the overall storyline, it's not as forensic accounting as the first film is, so it's a bit of a stretch how they actually get there and how Ben Affleck is involved in this one. But overall, I think the story was quite interesting, the character development was quite good, and it was a pretty rounded film and a good sequel to the first one. Cameron?
Yeah, first I got to take my hat off for The Accountant 2, because without the second one I would never have watched the first one, and I thoroughly enjoyed the first one. But my God, this one, I have to totally disagree with John. I hated it, honestly. I think it was more comedic. I think everything interesting in the first one they just couldn't recreate for me. I think they went for more of a campy style. This felt very basic and mundane, whereas the first one felt so original, and it was just so clever in the writing how they loop all the characters together around the accountant character. But in this one it just felt like, I don't know, just your average, I don't know, like crime action movie. And for the comedic parts, like you said, the tootin' and scootin' and the blind, well, the fast dating, oh my God, I just don't think it fit the character whatsoever. He was just, in the first one for me, he was just such a serious character that I fell in love with. And then in this sequel, it just threw all that away and gave, I don't know, they wanted to make him more relatable, I suppose, and just give him this comedy aspect. It just really didn't fit for me. And with the brother, I don't know, in the first one it ended on such a good note, like they were going to catch up for coffee, and then you find out in the sequel that never happened, and so that's their excuse to make this sequel of them bonding now. Like, I don't know, it just didn't make sense to me, and just how they're trying to rope the accountant character to come find J.K. Simmons' murderer. I don't know. In the first one, he had to finish what he started, so that was the whole go around with how he got looped in that murder in the first one. And this one, it just I don't know, it just fell so short for me in terms of how they built up this amazing movie and this character in the first one, and this sequel just, yeah, felt very just, let's cash grab. Everyone loved the first one, we'll just stick their faces on the poster and just write a quick movie, and we got The Accountant too.
Yeah, I was a bit disappointed in terms of the story, because at least with the first one, the forensic accounting side of it made sense as to how we got to the end of the film, whereas this felt like a really big stretch, if that makes sense. Because I know that he works with um, J.K. Simmons' character in the film, and feeds him all the cases, but just because he's murdered, I mean, the case really doesn't have that much forensic accounting. Like, I think the only time off the top of my head that he did anything accounting wise was when he went to that, I don't know if it was the burrito factory or what they were making there.
Yeah, yeah, and he was running the numbers.
Yeah, and he was
just
running the
'cause-
numbers off the top.
Yeah,
But then all of a sudden, like, in the first film, he's never like violent or anything. He's just like real serious. And even at the end, like, to be honest, it's not like that action.
he does the bare minimal
Yeah.
to achieve what he wanted to achieve.
Whereas like he goes in here and then all of a sudden he's just like whooping ass, and you are right, it doesn't fit the character from the first film. It's like they wanted to evolve him, but we missed the evolution of it.
Yeah.
Because he just seems a lot like he was very closed off in the first one, where like Anna Kendrick was trying to talk to him and he's just like, I want to have my lunch.
Yeah.
Or he's looking at the lady's jewelry and she's like, oh, do you like it? And he's like, no.
Yeah.
Very like serious like that. Whereas this, you are right. Like I found the comedy scenes, I do like that kind of stuff. So like that speed dating thing where he like optimized his profile, I found it quite funny. But at the same time, a guy that like barely talked to somebody he's working with magically just wants to go and talk to like all these women kind of took me out of it a bit. But I did like John Bethnal's character because we didn't get much of it from the first film. So I did find that, like, especially with the dog, like, he's such a tough guy. And
Don't get me started with that dog scene.
And then he's, like, even like, okay, at the end, they get this cat, right? And they're in the car, and he's like, he wants to hold the cat. And all he's complaining about is like, we're so smart with numbers, but you can't work out how long to hold a cat for. It's like, him and the animals is like his main crux of the film. But
yeah, because like you said, the runtime, it was too long. And then so you had that scene with Braxton on the phone ordering his dog. Yeah, that went for 10 minutes, and he's just in his underwear. I don't know if he just wanted a shot in his underwear because he's got a hot bod, but that scene was just there. So at the end of the scene, he gets a cat, just so Ben Affleck's character tells him, "You're not a dog person, you're a cat person." Like, honestly, I think the writing for this was just absolutely terrible in comparison to the first one. Like, if this was just, I don't know, Ben Affleck and John Bethnal, bro shooter, I probably would have enjoyed it a bit more. But because it's a sequel to an amazing film, I'm sorry, I can't relate to this movie. I just got to be a hater for this one, honestly.
Yeah, look, for me, I liked it a bit more than you did. It doesn't hold a candle at all to the first Accountant, but it's just one of these things that, for me, it was a bit hard. Like, I watched it, and as I was watching it, I did enjoy it, but there were times where I was like, okay, let's hurry up. Let's get to the next thing. And then the big shootout at the end, and that was just another thing that, like, I expected John Bethnal's character to do it, and him to stay more, like, to the side. I don't expect, like, John Bethnal to be, like, now the one that's not so actiony, and then he's, like, driving a car and shooting the side, like, those kind of things. Like, it's too much character development for the window. We missed it. And look, maybe we did see all the weapons in the first one. Maybe he's, like, this action guy and we just never got to see it in the first one, but it just felt, for me, I don't know if they're trying to reinvent it or trying to do something like completely different from the first one, but I would have appreciated, even if we got more, like, because he went into I would have liked to see him more go into like the accounting and go, like Yakuza, or they started talking about that at the start of the film. Like, let's get him into his criminal element and see that kind of side of it. I would have appreciated that even more. But yeah,
I don't know. And don't get me started with the Spy Kids in the underground Wayne Manor that freaking just hack everything, and it's just all a big game. I don't know what they were thinking with that.
Screens, and they just light what's on the screen.
Oh god, I don't know.
I mean, it was like when it was just his childhood friend doing it.
Yeah, one.
Okay, that's all right. But like, and not only that, the like receptionist has no clue what's going on. Like, wouldn't you realize all these kids have just gone missing all of a sudden, and like, they're in this like underground layer doing all this. Oh, let's encrypt the camera. Let's ring the doorbell. That's like
the whole hacking.
Yeah, it's
like
even one kid would have been like one kid helping her. I would have gone, oh, okay, she's mentoring this kid. But not like there was, like 4 or 5 of them?
Yeah, but that should be him. Like in the first one, it's all him. So Ben Affleck's character. So to replace that with it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, it was even the whole storyline with the mother losing her memory. Like, in what world would a doctor just give out all the medical, like, so many plot holes compared to the first one? Like, in no world would somebody with a badge just walk in, say, I'm going to give you some money, and then, get all this information. Like, it's just, it blurs the line. It's just, yeah.
All right, we're going to give our scores.
Yep.
How many Airstreams out of 10?
I'll give it 5.5 Airstreams out of 10.
Yeah, I'll give it 3 Airstreams out of 10. All right, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, check out our socials, and we'll catch you on the next one. Ciao.